I enjoyed the first one. So today we have Skyblock, Potato War 2, by, of course, Technoblade.
The other day I was farming potatoes by hand when a man visited my island and asked, why? Didn't you already win the Potato War? But no, the Potato Wars never ended. To understand how things ended up like this, we've got to go back to November. When I dethroned Squid Kid and became the #1 potato farmer in Skyblock, I went to his island and laughed at him for half an hour. Then my co-op members showed up, and we all started laughing at him. It was not a good day for Squid Kid.
No.
He updated it.
Number 2! Oh, rough.
And then I left. Squid warned me that he wasn't giving up on rank #1, but I didn't care, so I uploaded the Great Potato War. But in the days after that, I did nothing. I'd spent so long working to become #1. Now that I had done it, I didn't feel anything at all. I had no idea what to do with myself. I mean, the video did all right, but not nearly enough to justify the time I had spent on it. And after I uploaded it, so many people started using potato minions that the price of potatoes dropped 30% in the auction house.
No! Oh, see, that's the danger of videos like that, though, right? Like, that's the inherent video of, like if, I heard this was a thing that the Spiffing Brit did with 14, right? I think it was specifically 14. I think I know what specifically material it was that people were selling. Not that I'm going to say what it is. But, like, yeah, like, he kind of did his video, and, like, I guess, like, the market for that just crashed, right? Like, it's a rough one, because the moment you make your findings public, even if you don't make a video on it, right? Like, the moment that you know, right? Like you telegraph something like this, people are instantly going to latch onto it. I do think that this is interesting to compare and contrast to modern developments with things like cryptocurrencies, investment opportunities, as people will say. Talking specifically about Pokemon cards and stuff like that, right? I think it's interesting to find a through line there.
Plans to become rich had failed both in-game and in real life, but at least I had my potato rank. But when I visited Squid Kid's island 3 days later, what I found shocked me. He had 23 minion slots. Now, when I made the Great Potato War, some people criticized me for violating Sun Tzu's most basic tenet. Whatever you do, don't reveal all your techniques in a YouTube video.
That one, right there. Best wisdom.
You fool. You moron. But my belief that the Potato War was already over hadn't been baseless. Between my 3 extra minion slots, most of Squid's minions not being max level, and the price of catalysts skyrocketing due to needing the same materials as a new quest, Squid Kid would need almost 100 million coins to catch up. And I knew for a fact he was broke. I decided to do some investigative journalism. I'd seen a new sign on Squid's Island advertising his new guild. So I did what any normal person would do and bought another alt account, and then I infiltrated the guild. But what I found confirmed my worst fears. People were helping Squid Kid. I'd cyberbullied Squid too hard. People had seen the video, felt bad, and gone to his island to hand him the spare items he needed to make more slots, or in some cases just pay him millions of coins, all with the express purpose of defeating Technoblade once and for all. Now, I can't complain about other people getting free stuff, but watching tens of millions get given to my arch nemesis by my own viewers, it was a bro moment. In a week.
That's honestly really funny, though. I would expect nothing less of that from my own chat. Like, if I had, like, a tournament or something, or, like, I don't know, maybe I was doing an MMO thing, and somebody was like, I don't know, we just geared up this random from the server. And it's like, bro, but that's current rating gear. I would expect nothing less, and I love this.
He had a farm even stronger than my own. My worst fears had been realized. Squid was catching up. If I wanted to remain #1, I had to act fast. Once more I consulted the wisdom of ancient times. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt.
Okay.
I couldn't let Squid learn of my plan, so I boarded up the Potato Dome. I hired goons and swore them to secrecy. I knew Squid would be monitoring my actions, so I started an SMP series to throw him off the trail. And like that...
Bro, when you started an entire YouTube series to try to, like 40 chess somebody's opinion. Oh my god, what a legend.
I began my plan. I knew there was only one way to defeat Squid once and for all, by building a farm so powerful it reached the theoretical potato limit. And to do that, I would have to do something no solo player had ever done before. unlock the 24th minion slot.
My
It wasn't going
God.
to be easy. Fortunately, I'd already reached 100 million coins by selling potatoes before prices had fallen. I paid my
Right.
goons to start gathering the resources we needed, whether that was by purchasing directly from NPCs or scouring the auction house 24/7. In the meantime, I headed to the Spider's Den, where I fought Tier 4 Tarantula bosses until I reached Spider Slayer 5, unlocking the Tarantula minion, which gave several new minion crafts. Progress was steady, but we soon encountered an obstacle. Enchanted Mutton. It was such a useless item that even if you had the money to pay for it, nobody was selling it on the auction house. I had to go on a manhunt to find someone who was actually using sheep minions so I could trade for it directly. This guy says he has some enchanted button for me. Wait, you're not pulling a Foogle, are you?
Not a Foogle.
You wanted some enchanted sugar cane, so that's the approximate equivalent in value. Pleasure doing business with you, Foogle. I partially forgive you for your past crimes. All right.
I really love the nod. It's so good.
It took 3 days and over 80 million coins, but we finally got all the materials we need to craft. Just look at this. It's beautiful.
That's a lot.
It's so organized. These are enough to make 50 unique crafts, and then we'll have 24 minion slots. So we're just gonna speed up the craft in here.
God. What? Why does... It's so expensive.
boys. The
That is so extensive.
24th minion was up, and my farm was now producing 1,067,000 potatoes per day. I now had the maximum number of minions, but if I wanted to make the greatest possible potato farm, there was still one upgrade I needed to get. An upgrade even dumber than all the past upgrades combined. Unfortunately, the website I used to stock Squid Kid's auction bids revealed that he was already working on it. I had no other choice. I once said that the most useless item in the game is a minion expander, but that was before I learned about the flycatcher. The flycatcher is an upgrade which increased minion speed by 10%, 5% more than the minion expanders I was currently using.
So, what is the full effect of this? Can be used as a minion upgrade. Prevents your minions from getting distracted by flies. And it increases like I mean that really feels like I don't know how pervasive flies are in setting, but like the fact that it just increases by 10% like that, like when in playing TCGs, like trading card games, there are absolutely cards that function this way where like, yeah, the main effect is okay. I'm sorry though. What is the rest of this effect? What do you mean that I get to do this? Yeah, it's worth it. Nobody cares about effect 1, but effect 2 is just dumb.
Oh, but Technoblade, that sounds great. Wrong. You would not believe how difficult it is to make a flycatcher. First, you need a fly swatter, which drops from less than 1% of high-level tarantula bosses. And then you need over 10 million coins worth of tarantula silk. To give you guys a quick visual of how many materials we're going to need, some of this, a little bit of this too, some of this, some of that, some of these, and a little bit of that. And if we combine all of that together, we can make one flycatcher.
That is disgusting.
I need 24 of these. It was a daunting task, but I knew we had to start immediately. I'd been stalking Squid Kid's Twitter, so I knew he was a college student, and it was late November. Exam season. Squid Kid
No way, bro, that's so dirty. I respect it though. Dude's gonna take every advantage he can.
be at his weakest. We had to get as many flycatchers as we could before winter break. I once more gathered my goons and ordered them to acquire the needed materials. My main problem was money. I still had a few tens of millions of coins left over, but if I wanted 24 flycatchers, that wasn't even close to enough. Fortunately, the Potato Dome was making over 3 million coins per day, not including the cost of buying catalyst, which was not an issue for me. Remember when I flexed on all of you with my chest full of catalysts? Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I was holding back. One of the things I did to raise money was grind candy during spooky festivals, which is how I unlocked this skeleton horse pet, which was a huge flex back in November, and now nobody cares at all. But the important thing about this skeleton horse pet is that there's actually a bug that most people don't know about. The skeleton horse can trample crops on other people's islands.
What? No, that is so dirty.
Just kidding. I'd never do something like that. Because I'm a good person. It turns out it's really easy to glitch.
It was too inefficient. No. You don't understand. I didn't do it out of morals and ethics. It would literally have done nothing but hamper production. My time was better spent elsewhere. I have so much respect for that.
doors, so the people visited my island formed an orderly queue to wait their turn to break into the dome. This community is the worst. Getting tarantula silk was taking weeks, but getting the fly swatters was actually quite easy. Sure, it's an incredibly rare boss drop, but the thing is, it's only useful for making fly catchers, an item which literally only 2 people on the server were going for, which is how my alt account ended up in a bidding war with Squid Kid.
Legend.
Oh. Why?
No.
Why did he sent me a party invite? Now he's in the guild chat. Pomme de terre. And I've been kicked. The people breaking
Kicked for reason, bozo.
into the dome have now started a potato cult. I don't know how to feel about this.
Praise
It
potato
ended
cult.
up taking 5 weeks of constant grinding, but on Christmas Eve, we finally had 24 flycatchers. This was largely thanks to this man who used his expert business skills to outsource the work to dozens of Skyblock tryhards, ultimately contributing 3,000 stacks of tarantula webs, for which I paid over 100 million coins. We'd
Oh my god. You absolute legend.
finally done it. We'd created the strongest possible potato farm, producing 1,129,000 potatoes per day.
I mean, like, and that's the thing. If you compare it to a prior number, it's like, that doesn't really seem like a jump. I don't think you understand, okay? As a RuneScape player, just to get an extra, like, 2 EXP per, like, node or whatever, like, per gathering attempt, like, a woodcutting or whatever, like, bro, we as RuneScape players do a lot for minimal gains like that. That is a non-zero amount of gain.
Fortunately, Squid's army wasn't slacking off either, and 2 weeks later, he too had the strongest theoretical potato farm. Now the only way for him to catch up would be to farm potatoes by hand, and he had already started. I spent 10 hours constructing a gigantic potato farm covering over 21,000 blocks.
Damn.
For the next part of my plan, I went to Pigacle. Yeah, this is mine now.
You just rob it and sell it.
I'll just be taking this. Oh, this is good. I've been pretty broke recently. If you're wondering why I borrowed one of the strongest weapons in the game, it's because the Reaper Scythe has an ability that's crucial for farming potatoes. Now that I had it, I could finally... My farm is finally complete, and it only takes 85 minutes to replant. I made
I'm trying to figure out if that was Japes or not. Was this just a flex to use the scythe, or was there an actual hidden thing there? I feel like this was Japes, right?
an AFK machine on my island, so planted potatoes would keep growing even when I wasn't online. For a few days in January, there was a bug affecting a lot of farming minions. Potato minions were only making 33% the potatoes they were supposed to. Like any normal person, I immediately asked myself, how can I use this information to destroy my enemies? Hey, Squid, notice anything about your minions lately? Yeah.
Yep. That's how you get inside someone's head.
I farmed potatoes for so long that I began to question my sanity. I knew it was bad when one time, after finishing planting potatoes, I took a nap. And when I woke up, I had no idea how long I'd been asleep. But when I checked my farm, I instantly knew, these potatoes have been growing for 3.5 hours. Shut up. I don't have a problem. Overall, Squid ended up farming over 1 million potatoes by hand. In that same time, I farmed over 5 million. I had to replant this entire field 19 times. Every day I monitored Squid's live streams on Twitch to the point where I amassed 9,000 channel points. I made sure to farm potatoes whenever he was live to demoralize him.
Is he really planting potatoes too? We're gonna go check. This dude has a mental illness.
As time went on, you could begin to hear the hope draining from his voice.
No, it's not a mental illness. This dude's autism is clearly just potatoes. This man just really loves potatoes. Oh my god, that's perfect.
I just can't believe how much he's farming. We need Minecraft Mondays to come back.
At this point, I was pretty confident in winning the potato war, but the problem is I had no idea how large my lead was. I can see my own potato count and what rank I am, but Squid has disabled the API setting that allows other people to see exactly how many potatoes he's at. Little does he know I have spent the last 4 months meticulously updating a spreadsheet of our potato counts, which I...
Oh my god. Like... Oh my god, this is next level trolling. This is actually like combat evolved, like trolling evolved.
did by crawling through his farm and timing each of his minions with the stopwatch every day to calculate his exact potato output. Based on the math, I should be
Wild.
about 22 million potatoes ahead, which would take over 200 hours of farming by hand to catch up. At that point, I thought the potato war was truly over. But everything changed with the pet update. The first change is that flycatchers got buffed to plus 20%, instantly increasing my potato farm's yield to 1,231,000 potatoes per day.
That's disgusting. Bro made out like a bandit.
Of course, the main part of the pet update was the pets themselves. I immediately started looking for a pet that would help me win the war. Unfortunately, none of the pets seemed geared towards potato farming. The best option I could find was the rabbit pet, which gave a small boost to your farming experience. A higher farming level gives you a small chance to get extra potatoes when you farm them by hand, so I figured the rabbit pet would probably help me farm potatoes, maybe 1% faster.
It could be epic at worst, but we want legendary, please.
It turned out rabbit pets had a secret third ability that only legendary variants had, which increased the speed of farming minions by up to 30%.
Busted, bro. What do you mean an additional 30? Well, so it depends how the math is done, right? It depends if the math is done like additive or if it's like, it depends where it's done in sequence, right? So like in Pokemon, right, where you can go up to like 6 stages up or down, right? And that, is a plus or minus 300% on the base stat total, right? Like, it depends if it's done. Like, so let's hypothetically say another game where it's like, you increase your attack by, 50%, right? And then you'll have another 50%. Is the 50% applied to the base, or is it applied to the new value? Like the base plus 50%, right? So let's hypothetically say your base stat is 200, right? Because make big numbers easy, right? Is it applied on the 200, or is it applied on the 300, which is equivalent to 200 plus 100? Depending on how the math is done, it can be disgusting.
And Squid had no idea it existed.
I had to level up my rabbit as fast as possible, and since pet experience is based on skill experience, I decided to grind alchemy. You see, alchemy is the rich man skill, alright? If you have the money to burn on expensive ingredients, you can level up insanely quickly. And this was almost 2 months after I'd finished spending all my money on flycatchers. I had money to burn. I spent so many hours brewing potions that I ended up ranked 4 globally in alchemy. You want to know what level my rabbit is today? 96. It's not even max. This experience requirement is ridiculous. And in this time, Squid was fishing to level up his epic squid pet. It wasn't until 4 days after the update that he learned about the legendary rabbit and got one of his own. But it was too late. His pet sucks. It's level like 65 or something. Thanks to the rabbit pet, my minions now produce 1,586,000 potatoes per day.
That's about a 50% increase from what he was doing initially, right?
It's difficult to calculate exactly what my potato lead is right now because the rabbit pet only works when you're online, but the pet update has definitely pushed it to at least 25 million. Since the war began, I have farmed 158 million potatoes, which in hot potato books is over 6,000. I ain't losing this spot. One last thing I'd like to mention. While I was stalking Squid on my alt, the entire lobby was just piling on him in the chat. They were just hating on him. You see, after the first Potato War video, Squid got 40,000 subscribers in the YouTube rank, and ever since then he's been getting hate because, oh my god, he just got YouTube rank because of Technoblade, it's all luck, he sucks. I just like to take a moment to defend Squid Kid and say it's not all luck. I mean, luck was obviously a big factor, nobody's denying that, but the thing is, most opportunities are created by luck. It takes skill to grasp those opportunities and turn it into success.
I think that's the part I struggle with personally, right? Where I've had channels mentioned by a couple larger channels, and it's like, I don't know. I've always felt scummy, and I've always felt like it was taking a handout. And I don't think that's necessarily, reflecting on it, I don't think that's necessarily the correct way to look at that, right? Where, I've had people who've tried, VTubing and, streaming and doing YouTube around me, and they've said, like, look, unless you're, in an organization, unless you're, getting collabing with big streamers, a lot of it is very luck based. And, a lot of people would just don't want to go with that. And the part I struggle with is I'm not doing awful, all things considered. I think there's a lot of expectations and things that are outside of my control, not from chat specifically, expectations externally, where, well, why aren't you making X amount per month? And it's like, that's really hard to focus on, and that leads to a really bad burnout. So If there's one thing that I can impart, don't do that to yourself. Like, do what you can. But yeah, like this is one of those that I've had to really toy with it. And I think I came from a situation where, not that I would say anyone else is getting a free pass, right? But for me, it's like, am I getting a free pass and invalidating certain praise by just getting called out by a larger streamer or a larger YouTuber, right? And I think that in itself is a flawed question, because people are going to enjoy whatever content they enjoy regardless. And, you know, it's one of those things where people discover you all the time, right? Not everyone's been watching since day one. That's part of the magic of it, right? That's why your subscriber count goes up. It's why your view count goes up. So, I don't know. I just had a little bit to add to this specifically through just self-reflection and kind of like things I've heard about the sphere and why it drives certain people away.
Potato War video would have been so much less funny if Squid wasn't number one and it was just some random boring guy. Now I talked to Squid afterwards. He's an adult. He doesn't care at all, but I care. All right. So if you see Squid in a lobby, say something nice to him. Compliment his hair or something, because he's been dealing with cringe hate for too long, man. We gotta help him. That being said, if Squid Kid thinks he can take my potato rank, he'd better go farm for 1,000,000 years. It ain't happening, dude. You think I've been insane in this video? Wrong. There's actually so many techniques and strategies that I can't even put in this video because he hasn't discovered them yet. I'm keeping them in reserve.
Amazing.
You have no idea. This man's been playing checkers while I've been farming potatoes. He's through.
What a legendary sequence of events. And that's the thing, is like they're being good sports about it, right? And I think especially in a modern social media setting, I mean, it could get very ugly really quick, right? Like obviously this is all in good faith and fun, and I think that's why I'm enjoying it. To which chat ads, Redeemer of Dark, you know, seen a lot of reactions to this Potato War series, but I'm particularly enjoying yours because your experience with MMO games gives you a unique experience and appreciation for what's happening. I'm still hearing my laugh. I mean, that is also fair. I honestly have been on a huge MMO grind, and some of it's made it to the gaming channel. I'm currently deep in Final Fantasy 14, currently going for Omnicrafter status. I'm building up my gatherers right now. Currently Lord of the Rings Online. I've done a couple level skips on characters. Currently working on crafting and gathering to be able to get to higher tier gameplay. I did Rift off stream. Rift was very fun to do. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll probably do it on stream at some point because honestly, I very much enjoyed it. Some of the raids in there, just they even at level cap, like something about in Rift, there's a boss where it's like you have to kill the 4 ads around him, because if you don't, the boss himself has like 95% damage mitigation and 200% reflect and stuff like that. Really, just like I love it. I love doing it. I know it's not. I know the MMO phase is over for all intents and purposes. I know people have moved over WoW. They've moved beyond Guild Wars. They moved beyond RuneScape. But I kind of just feel comfortable with it. I know it's not, you know, super popular, but I enjoy it. And this honestly is the first time I look at Minecraft, Skyblock specifically, is the first time I really look at Minecraft and would go, you know, it has some MMO isms. I think I would enjoy something like this. So I would have to delve into the actual origins of it, how to get it running, if it's still running. Because I'd be interested. This is something that I would be interested in. Obviously editing isn't my strong suit, and especially, you know, to keep daily videos out here is already taking up a lot of time and effort, and I appreciate the patience everyone's had. But you know, just something to, you know, just stream or maybe backlog on the gaming channel, right? Get some community events going around it. I would be interested in something like this from how it appears. There's a rhyme and reason to things. Clearly you can make speculation, at least back this far with the fly catchers, right, before they got a buff, right? And I think there's a lot here. I think that this is something that I would very greatly enjoy. But thank you, Owen, for watching. I really do appreciate it. I do know that some people have clarified unfortunately, Technoblade is no longer with us. And I think that's the magic about this kind of thing, is even when you're gone, you still can have an impact on those around you. You can still inspire others. And it's ultimately about how you're remembered and what mark you left on the world. You know, I think there's something special about that. But thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.